also for its future. It is the anniversary of the act with which in 1382 Trieste dedicated itself to the House of Austria that defended the freedom and granted the prosperity of the city and of its port for 536 years until November 1918. During this half millennium of voluntary union with the other people and states of the Mitteleuropa ruled by the Habsburg, in 1719 Trieste became a free port and developed as the maritime capital city of Mitteleuropa in the fruitful and peaceful union of trades, sciences, languages, cultures, and of the Christian, Jewish, and Islamic faith. Trieste is also the historical and present-day witness of the strength of the natural connection between our people, which could be only broken with weapons at the end of a world war during which our fathers defended together to the last day their plurinational motherland. The artificial divisions caused between us by that senseless and useless war have favored a long cycle of degradation of the European civilization into nationalisms, racisms, totalitarian ideologies, in the genocide, in one more world war, in the division of the world in opposing blocks, in the chaos generated by its collapse, and finally in the increasingly evident structural defects of the European Union. Because the European Union was established with a Jacobinical way of thinking, without respecting either the different identities and economies of all people and states, nor the different geo-economic catchment areas. This fundamental mistake causes increasing internal imbalances and dividing lines that, to this point, are widening ever more quickly. The major risk of this fragmentation is a short-term collapse of the political strategic European cohesion, which cannot be granted by NATO alone. This is why it is necessary understanding that the only meaningful and efficacious solution is a quick renegotiation of the agreements between the European states on the basis of realism, not utopias. This means that community agreements must be reconfigured as soon as possible in accordance with the necessities of each state in order to grant maximum economic and political sovereignty as well as the political strategic advantages of the Euro-Atlantic cohesion and a common market that doesn't harm each state's productive resources and jobs. However, to archive this result, the new agreement must be also coordinated in accordance with the different geo-economic catchment areas of the European subcontinent in harmony with their strategic priority. And there is no doubt that the first strategic area in need to be reorganized as a balanced community of people and states is the Danube-Balkans region, by renewing its historical connection, whose core is the cultural legacy of the Habsburg, and keeping in mind the extreme urgency to stabilize the countries of the former Yugoslav area. As part of this consolidation of new Mitteleuropa from the Danube to the Adriatic, all of our people and countries have a relevant role, and Trieste is their necessary economic core, the same way as it has already been at the time of Austria-Hungary. Between the two world wars, Italy had occupied Trieste, suffocating its Mittel-European role and identity. But with the 1947 Treaty of Peace with Italy, the victorious United Nations have returned to Trieste its strategic roles, transforming it in a little European sovereign state, the Free Territory of Trieste, provided with an international free port at service of all other states, especially those of the central northern Danubian region. Hungary, Austria, present-day Slovenia, Croatia, Czechia, Slovakia, Switzerland, and of course Moravia. Other than the international free port, the Free Territory of Trieste has full monetary sovereignty, and it can develop the role of international financial center with all consequent economic and commercial freedom, and it isn't subject to agreements with the European Union. Also, the Free Territory of Trieste had no public debt or political instabilities, and not even territorial disputes, because its borders with former Yugoslavia were defined in 1992 by virtue of the United Nations resolutions that recognize the two new republics of Slovenia and Croatia. The present strategic role of the Free Territory of Trieste increases also because of the possibility to open free zones of its international free port, also in the ports of Koper in Slovenia, Rijeka and Ploče in Croatia, to favor the economic, thus political and strategic stability of the whole area of former Yugoslavia, including Bosnia, Herzegovina and Serbia. The Free Territory of Trieste was established in 1947 under a provisional regime of government, a form of special trusteeship that, since 1954, is sub-entrusted to the Italian government and not to the Italian state, by the governments of the United States and of the United Kingdom as primary administrators of behalf of the United Nations. However, the Italian government abuses of the trusteeship mandate, simulating that the Free Territory is part of the Italian state, and uses this deceit to paralyze the economy of Trieste and to limit the regime of international free port established with the Treaty of Peace. By the means of those violations of its mandate, the administering Italian government causes extremely serious economic damages to the Free Territory of Trieste, to its citizens and residents, to its enterprises, as well as preventing the other states from exercising their rights over the international free port of the Free Territory. This is the reason why a relevant and increasing part of the citizens of the Free Territory of Trieste started since 2011 to defend its rights and the rights of all other states, uniting in the Free Trieste Movement and establishing in 2015 the international provisional representative of the Free Territory of Trieste, which acts on the political diplomatic level. All information, documents and analysis regarding the status of the present-day Free Territory and the initiatives and success of the organizations are published in Italian and English on their official websites and by independent online newspaper La Voce di Trieste. The international attention to the extraordinary economic strategic functions to the present-day Free Territory and international free port of Trieste for peace and free trade is increasing rapidly on a global scale. But we believe that the people and states of the region between the Danube and Eastern Adriatic should understand better than anybody also the special strategic role of Trieste in the establishment of a Mitteleuropean community established on new, free and fair agreement and wider, more prosperous and fraternal union than the one we have already been part of until 1918. Thanks for your attention.